Alrighty. Well, hello. We've got Dr. Wu, our favorite tarot reader, zooming in. And I know that there are plenty of people who are going to be watching the replay because they have lives that do not allow for 10 a.m. master classes. And that's okay. The rest of you that are here live in person, thank you for being here. I'm really excited to share. Really excited about moving the energy through us today. I mean, it's the Libra eclipse. What's that? Yeah, release it. Yes, I just keep doing this from Teo, that imagining those branches and just so that is going to be part of today's master class, where at the end, stay tuned until the end, you will get a copy of the specific Spirit Flow playlist that is taken out of the larger Teo playlist. So stay tuned to the end for that. But without further ado, we're going to get started with the masterclass portion, which is an introduction to the astrology of the Magi, where we are discovering the 12 keys to your relationships. Honestly, when I think about the Magi, the heart and soul for me is what we're about to embark on, right? Like a lot of people here did the numerology of the Magi course, which helped us to understand the energies of each of the cards and understand the suits. The real juice of this program, though, I think, is in the astrological relationships. And I'm super excited because I'm going to be talking a lot about Pluto today as our key point. And I happen to have in my presence a Pluto card live on deck. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So welcome, welcome officially. What we're going to unpack here today are 3 key points. What is the most important connection in relationships that we can have? We will talk about that. That is obviously key to know. One thing that the Magi, the soul code of the Magi, because we all have an imprinted soul code based on the day we were born. There's a solar energy that corresponds to a playing card, is how to avoid repeating harmful patterns in relationships. It's coded. And oftentimes we're better able to see it in hindsight, that there is that expression that hindsight is 2020. So hindsight compare, and with the cards, you can see how the cards were showing you and guiding you. So there's going to be more on how you can dive deeper into understanding that. And we will definitely talk about the main pattern that will help you to avoid the repetitions. And then, of course, how to practically apply the knowledge. Okay, so as above, so below. We have all these planets. They're always speaking to each other. They form aspects. There's trines. We have this grand water trine happening right now on this eclipse, this Libra eclipse. Well, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean if somebody is your Pluto card? What does it mean if somebody's your sun card, your moon card? And like, why do I care? And how do I make it make sense in my life? Because that's what this is ultimately all about, is like how you can use what we have thought of as playing cards to our advantage, to really be that guide. And then, of course, the bonus for everybody live today is, because it is the it's the solar eclipse in Libra, is to just move this energy through us. So before we dive in, I'm going to give a little bit of background of my story and how the cards came to me. Does everybody know their cards? Do you guys know your, yeah, you know your cards? Something. Yes, Ace of Diamonds, 7 of Clubs. Ace of Diamonds. Oh, that Ace of Diamonds. You're in the presence of some Ace of Diamonds.
Forget the second.
3 of Clubs. Ace of Diamonds, 3 of Clubs. Dr. Woo Woo, you remember your cards? Yes.
I do.
Okay.
Five of clubs and
This happens to be at the top of my
ace of spades.
There she is. Come on, just hop on in and join us. Hello. And Ace of Spades, which is the emblem, the symbol of the Order of the Magi. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are just getting started. We just skipped through the intro and you're right on time. Okay, awesome. And you know your cards as well, right? So for anybody else who is listening on the replay and you don't know what your cards are, like, what is this? You will receive a free gift at the end of this, and we'll sort all of that out for you, because that is really the first key in unlocking your magic. So my story with the cards really began in 2020. And here's a couple pictures of of the evolution. I'm just gonna turn this around for some people to see some pictures here. Uh, da, 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 da. Yes, and you can smile and wave, smile and wave. You will get copies of the of yeah, you'll get copies of the slides. But I call it the joy of starting over. In 2020, what I can now see is I was gifted a fresh start. And that gifting came as a result of my Pluto card. First of all, the symbol for the Pluto, if you guys want, that's this symbol here on it. So it's like a circle. I'm like, it's like trying to do the hybrid thing. It's a circle. Well, how about I draw it and then you guys can write it down if you want. Except for I didn't bring a pen. I didn't come to class prepared, so thank you. Awesome. So it's helpful to know what these glyphs look like, and that's part of what we'll be discussing in this. So it's just like that, a circle with a little line and a cross. My Pluto card, which I didn't know at the time that I was being released from my 20-year marriage, is the Nine of Hearts. And for anybody who has been through the numerology of the course, the numerology of the Magi course, knows that nines represent endings, completions, graduations, very ecliptic energy. It's the clearing out. It's like, gotta let that shit go. It's like I keep thinking about a toilet from, I don't know why it is, the eclipse. Just flush that, literally flush it, right? Toilet paper and all. We're not in Mexico anymore, but flushing that energy through so that something new can come. And hearts are representative of love and our foundations in love. So I just happen to be born 10 of diamonds planetary ruling card. The Nine of Hearts is my Pluto card. My soul growth is all about learning to let go of love and love stories, and perhaps how I've shown up in love stories, and how to clear the energy of those unhealthy patterns. And a lot of that clearing came with the joy of starting over in 2020. And my other Pluto card is the Three of Clubs. And the Three of Clubs is the writer's card. And the Three of Clubs is all about expressing yourself, communicating your thoughts and your ideas. It's club suit is very Mercurian. When I say it's very Mercurian, by the end of the astrology of the Magi, you'll know exactly what that means. But Mercury is the planet of communication, of mind, has a lot to do with our intuition too. So those of the club suit have that. So between these two cards, the Nine of Hearts, endings in love, and the Three of Clubs, the writer's card, when I was introduced to the Magi card science system at the very, I think I had just been served divorce papers, and it was within weeks that I had my first reading with Vicky Fisk. And this story is shared in the numerology class, the master class called The Joy of Starting Over. And it is also, you could read it in Karma, Coincidence, and the Cards on Let Love Rise. This first reading that I had was the beginning to understanding that these cards are guidance posts. What happened in that reading was I discovered that that year I had the two divorce cards as my Pluto and result card, and that just shocked me. And so I started learning the system to the point that now I'm the traveling magi. I've got this beautiful crown that I made with some friends for celebrations, and I think that we can have big and small celebrations. We should celebrate our lives all the time, and the wins and how far we've come. And so the life that I live now is one that I am creating from my deepest desires, but first, I had to go through what I call the Ho'oponopono prayer space. And this is something that I'll be sharing with everybody. It is a blog post that is 95% finished right now about the current experience of coming home from the Teotihuacan retreat into reality during eclipse season. So once again, yeah, ouch is right. Ouch, yeah. Like I keep seeing ET, like that moment where it's like, ouch, ouch. It hurts. And this Ho'oponopono prayer is this simple prayer that I was taught back in 2021, uh, when I was in the ER with my oldest son who had just had a suicide attempt. And the prayer is simply, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And that prayer is one that I say when I don't know what else to do. And there are as much guidance as we have through the Magi card system, through astrology, through higher alignment, human design, enneagram, all of these facets that help us to understand ourselves better. There are still times where we don't know what to say or what to do or how we got to where we are. And so it's like a surrender prayer of just, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And whoever you say that to, whether it's to yourself, to a specific person, it has been a very powerful prayer that has been with me um, through this journey, this rise from the ashes. So on this page, you can see sort of the timeline, and there's some cards on here that are very important. The Ace of Spades, I happen to have been married on an Ace of Spades day, which in retrospect, it's like, whoa, that is a deep, mysterious wisdom day. It's the death and transformation card. It is the representative of the order of the Magi. So the wedding day that I had, I now call it my rise day, right? Because I don't celebrate my wedding anniversary anymore. It's now my rise day. And it's an Ace of Spades day, July 1st. I was married to a Jack of Diamonds. Again, there's stories about our sun and moon connections that you could read on Let Love Rise, and I'll share them with people on the replay here if you'd like to hear more about how the cards were first introduced. Again, I said I got these two cards. My Pluto card was the divorce card, the 9 of Hearts. My Pluto card was my Pluto card for the year that I got divorced. And the 5 of Hearts was the result. So one thing to understand that this system is going to help us. And today we're going to look specifically at that Pluto card and where it shows you your soul growth and then the result that you get. It's kind of like when I have a doctor's appointment and I really like when I got my ears checked last week, and I resisted it for so long. I always told my kids, oh, after the pandemic, I'll go. Well, 4 years later, I finally went to have my ears checked. And as a reward for doing something hard, I took myself to my favorite little consignment shop, which was right there. That was, so it's nice to pair a challenge with a reward. And the card system has that. So we have our Pluto card that is read in conjunction with a result card. And my result card was the 5 of Hearts, the change in love, the change in the way one loves. And that really started the journey of self-love for me. I hit rock bottom on September 8th, 2021, when a dear student of mine suddenly passed away in his sleep. And he was coming to speak in my class that day. And it was the final loss. There had been a series of losses after the divorce, but that was rock bottom for me. And so I put the 10 of Hearts there because he was a 10 of Hearts person and we're soul connected. And I know that now through the cards. The 10 of Hearts is one of my 10s. Um, in 2022, I started reworking my mindset abundance, and I specifically remember 22222. And there's a blog post called 222, very creatively, that talks about switching my mindset out of that scarcity. Like I need an external factor and like bringing it within and working on my own internal abundance mindset. And then July 14th, I started of last year, 2023, the Ace of Diamonds was a big focus of my year. It was my result card last year. Again, there's the Pluto in the result. And as the result card, I thought a lot about what it was to be to have this influence of the Ace of Diamonds, and that is also shared on Let Love Rise's story there. And then just recently, this 2024 year, I've started leading the retreats. I've started really stepping into the dream life that I have imagined for myself ever since that fall in 2020, 2021, when I started writing specifically to process my grief story. Okay, long enough intro to me. This beautiful picture, I'm going to show one more time. This beautiful picture was taken. I think some of you might recognize the people in here. Yeah. was just last week. That is a photo taken in front of the Moon Temple of Teotihuacan, Mexico. And okay, I'm gonna put you on mute.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There we go. There we go. All right. So now we have access to pictures over there on the couch if you guys want to see. Oh yay, more beautiful people. So it was there that I stepped into this beautiful dream of leading international retreats, of helping other people step authentically into the life of their dreams. And while I was there, one of the things that shocked me is this photo of me suddenly on my knees in the basilica crying. And there's always layers and layers of releasing. And that's why I wanted to do this on the eclipse, so that anything that has come up for you, any of the hard emotional feels that you're carrying right now, it is always best that we sit with them, that we are present with them, that we allow the hard feelings to be, and we wash them through us. We release it, because if we will feel better sooner when we move the energy through us, right? And so music is a big way that I help others or lead others through that. And we will do that with the Spirit Flow class momentarily. Okay, that's enough of the intro. Okay, so really the question is, how do you apply the knowledge of planetary connections into your everyday life, and why does it even matter? So in the card science system, we all have this path, and many of you are familiar with the Robert Lee Camp book. You have it. Who all has the blue book, which is what we use as the basis for the course? Yes, in numerology. And that book, if you look into it, there are pages and pages of the tiniest font where you're like, what the heck? And people laugh at, I can't read that. Right. And that is your soul code. And the system is a standard deck of cards, right? And the standard deck of cards is really an astrological calendar. It is it moves in a very specific pattern, and I will have a an offer for people who really want to go deeper into understanding how the pattern moves and how to read this system in momentarily. And so the cards move, they move up to 45 times. And within the movement of the card, for every year, we have a challenge. We have a Pluto card every year. Sorry. That's the way it goes. Every year we're growing, right? So we have that Pluto card and the result card. Those are two of our top 5 cards. We also have a long range card, environment and displacement. So there's a top 5 cards. I'm going through this really fast. You don't, all of a sudden all these pens come out around me. I'm like, ooh, don't need to write it all down unless you would like to. I know my Aquarians like to have all that knowledge written down. So we get 5, it's like poker hand where you get 5 cards, and those cards are a direct influence over your year. It can pull back way bigger than that, and we have also our lifetime. So when I've been referring to the 9 of Hearts and the 3 of Clubs, those are my 2 lifetime Pluto cards. Lifetime meaning it rules over my entire life. The 9 of Hearts is the Pluto card to the 10 of Diamonds, and I'm also a 4 of Spades person. The 3 of Clubs is Pluto to that. Understanding those 2 cards is understanding how your soul chose to evolve in this lifetime, what it wants to grow through, how it wants to grow. And so I love the quote by Maya Angelou. I say it all the time. When you know better, you do better, right? When you know better, you do better. And that's really what this system is, another way of offering that that wisdom. When you know what you're facing, you do better. You allow the endings to come. You see the change, you see the endings, you see where you might have difficult connections, and you allow that rather than doing what I did for the first, oh, maybe I was going to say probably just the first 50 years of my life, which is resist it, right? Like square peg, round hole, like I'm going to make this work. You have ultimate authority. You could choose to do that however you want. However, it feels better, to my experience, when you flow, right? When you flow with the cards, when you flow with the energy that is given to you. So it's way too complicated within the confines of one class to explain this whole system. Obviously, that is just out of the scope of what's possible within an hour. So for anybody who is being introduced to this, perhaps for the first time, the most important thing to take away is the essence of the suit and the essence of the number. All of this has been taught in a class called Numerology of the Magi, which just completed on Monday. And I'm going to give a brief overview here and invite anybody who would like to know more about this to check out that course. It's all pre-recorded, and this is like if you meet somebody new and you want to know what their card is and you want to do a little research and see, are they your Pluto card? Are they your Saturn card? Or are they your moon card? Are they your Jupiter, Venus card? You can look up the essence of the person in this numerology. So there are four suits that are representative of the four seasons. And this is the graphic. Maybe, Kimber, you could spin yours around to show people. This is the graphic that I use a lot that represents the calendar. So the beginning begins with the heart. And with the heart is our foundations of love. And that is representative of the spring season. We see animals, babies being born in the spring. It is the new beginning. It's new life. And it's our first in these bodies. It's our first experience with what it means to love. However, we are taught love in our formative years. That is what the hearts represent. Then we move into the summer of our lives. And the summer is when we start acquiring knowledge. We start learning. We go to school. We seek wisdom. And the club suit is representative of all of that. If you are a club, you have a lifelong passion for learning. You seek wisdom, and you have a lot of intuitive gifts naturally because it is this mind suit. And that is associated with the summer of our lives as we're growing into our fullness. And then we move into the autumn of our lives. And the autumn of our lives is represented by the diamond suit. And the diamond is clearly about, okay, show me the money, right? How do we make money? What are our values? So diamonds represent two things, money and values. And a lot of that starts to change in our adulthood. Perhaps the stories, we question our belief system. We question what we've been taught in our younger years. And the diamonds really represent a time where we can look at our values, get clear on our values, maybe change our value system, our belief system. And also there's a lot between our value and self-worth and self-belief that is associated with finances. And so this is also representative of the cards of the finance. So if you are a diamond, I know there's lots of everyone, all our whole little circle here, we are all diamonds here that are present to one of our cards. And so that is something that is part of our soul coding, is to understand ourselves, our essence, through understanding our belief systems, our values, and our finances. And then, and also in autumn, as we see the leaves starting to change, there's a letting go. There's a letting go. There's a wisdom that comes when we're in our diamonds experiences. True North, or the winter of our lives, is represented by the spade. So the spade is a really powerful card. You see that it's on almost all of my slides, the spade, because the Ace of Spades is the most powerful card perhaps in the deck, along with the King of Spades. And that is because the ace is representative of the Order of the Magi. It represents secret societies. So Susan, I just love that you're here, that you are a tarot reader, and that this is your card. This is Woo Woo's card, yes. And I like to think of the spade as an acorn. There's so much hidden wisdom in the acorn, and it grows into this magnificent oak tree, this mighty, powerful, beautiful tree, but you cannot see it. So there's a level of spiritual secrecy embedded in the spade suit. The spade suit also is representative of our health and our career. Health, because as we get older, dun dun dun, our bodies maybe need a little more TLC than they used to. We don't spring back the way we are. Yes, we wake up and we're like, wait, what? So there is the spades represent career, and then finally the spades also represent health, and also represent career. So the distinction between finances and career, notice that they are separate. So that is just something to note. And also the spades carry the wisdom of all of the cards. They take a little bit of the diamond, a little bit of the club, a little bit of the heart into their essence. So again, there's so much information on this, and you can find out about it in the numerology of the Magi pre-recorded course now, if you would like to dive deeper. The second key point that I wanted to cover in this morning's masterclass is the big question, I think. How do you avoid unhealthy relationship patterns? Anybody want to?
Know their birthday.
Yes, that is a great answer. Know the birthday. Yes. Well, that is so true. Know somebody's birthday. I do want to share. Do your research.
Go see Andy.
Or go see, yes. Yes, ask Andy. Well, yes, you could always ask me. Although I just find it, the irony is that this gentleman here sitting with me in our circle, I actually did ask Robert Lee Camp about, I was like, you know their birthday, right? Know their soul code, know your soul code and the other person's soul code, and see how they line up. Well, it just happens that my soul code and another person's soul code did not line up in the way that I desire right now. I would love like ease and flow, and instead I happen to have an ace of diamonds, 3 of clubs, Pluto card, Saturn card, to me, relationship that well,
I'm jump starting your birth.
Jump-starting my learning, right? Exactly. But really, it is important to know how two energies work together. That is a big part. That is what the astrology teaches us. The astrology of the Magi shows us your connections based on another person's birthday. It is a very simple thing for me to run a report between and show you your top connections. And in this class, the astrology of the Magi, in this course over the fall quarter, we're going to be going one by one through all the planetary connections, so that not only you understand the planetary influences, which is the same as if you're having an astrology report, whatever's happening with, right now, I talk a lot about Venus and Mars. We're in Libra, and those are the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and their grand trine that they're having right now with Saturn. In a couple of weeks, at the end of this month, Venus and Mars are going to have another grand water trine with Neptune. So again, like when I say that, you could be like, okay, what does that mean? Well, that's what this course is all about. It's like, what does it mean for a Venus? What does Mars mean? How does it affect us here on Earth? As above, so below. That is the essence of this. And what I love about this system is that it does not counter, it's not, it's supportive of human design. It's supportive of astrology. Chinese astrology might be slightly different. I don't know that as well. However, it is just an additional support. So how do you avoid unhealthy relationships? I like the Ho'oponopono prayer is what I'm writing about right now that I'll be sharing with you is what we resist persists. So what we resist persists. The things that we are resisting and not allowing to end, to wash through us, to release, it is just going to continue to be there. If we don't face it, it will come back, sometimes stronger and with a vengeance. And having the soul code of saying like, hey, this is what's happening for you right now. Or this is what's coming down the pipeline this year. Or in there's also 7-year periods. There are, in the lifetime periods, and you can bring it all the way down to the minute if you desire. Knowing what is coming, it goes back to, again, when you know better, you do better. And when you learn to flow with the energies and allow what needs to end, it'll make room for something new. And then you'll experience that alignment with your soul code. And that is what the astrology of the Magi is about, helping you understand how to get in your own signature flow, not somebody else's. Not codependency here, not somebody else's, your own flow. So real quickly, to identify your Pluto card, I'm going to use my example here. The 10 of diamonds here is in the center of the spread. It is 8 spaces away, which is kitty corner down to the left, 9 of hearts. See, 10 of diamonds, 9 of hearts. Turn it right here, 10 of diamonds, 9 of hearts. So you're a 3 of clubs. Your Pluto card is the 7 of spades, the card of faith. The card of faith. Mama, yours is a little hard. Or the ace of diamonds, the other one is the queen of spades, which is self-mastery. Self-mastery. Yes. And you. It's my 2 ace of diamonds who are here.
So that's
Self-mastery.
That's the overall.
That's your life.
That's the
Mastery. Remember, right? Going back to that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's harder for the Jack of Diamonds is probably the hardest one to read. The 10 of clubs, the teacher's card is because you read 7, it reads right to left and down, and then it goes up to the crown line. So Jack of Diamonds might be the most difficult one to read. It's the 10 of clubs is yours. Queen of Diamonds, you've got the Jack of clubs is your Pluto card, that creative spiritual initiate. Yes. So that's how you see it. Other ways that you can identify your Pluto card, call me, schedule a reading with me, an appointment with me. That's easy. 7thunders.com. Also, you can go to Robert Lee Camp's website. Robert Lee Camp is the author of Love Cards is the foundation of this course, but on his website, you will also see, you can get your daily card, your 52-day card, your long range card for your specific birth card. But understanding this, and as I said, everybody who is live or watching the replay of this before October 6th, you get a free gift. So stay tuned. Talk about that. I'm in line. I hear some yes. I'm in line. Good. Now, what is the most important connection in relationships? Does anybody want to be courageous and offer? So this is the book that I'm using for this course, Astrology of the Magi. Love cards. It's thick. It is full of information. Which connection does anybody think is the most important? I love that Mom's referring to notes.
What do you mean by like what?
Well, there are certain connections that are just really supportive of a healthy, loving relationship. And again, I do want to say that relationships are all kinds of relationships. We have relationships with our our parents, with our children, with our friends, with our coworkers, and then we have intimate relationships with spouses or partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, all of that. Any relationship, there is one connection that is really, really important. Okay.
And like the communication connection, does that count?
Communication connection, absolutely
That's
count.
the key.
So
That's
this
the key.
this card or this slide says triple moon Jupiter. That is an amazing connection to have a triple moon Jupiter connection. However, if both parties of the triple moon Jupiter connection are not emotionally available, that is the number one connection. Emotional availability. You can have the very best connection with another person. If the other person is not in a place where they can be in harmonial equilibrium and balance and the give and take that is required of a healthy relationship, then it doesn't matter if you have the best connections in the whole world. The emotional availability is what matters. If you're desiring to be in a love relationship, is the person single? Are they looking? Are right? Like that matters. I mean that. However, I mean you would be one would be surprised how many people square peg round hole. Like, oh, you're not ready for a relationship, but I'm gonna make you love me. You're gonna love me. No, don't do that. The emotional availability of another person. And that also shows up in our families. We might have healing work that we are ready to do with our children, with our parents, with our siblings. And if the other person isn't emotionally available to meet you there, the cards can only do so much. They can point you in the right direction. And the direction almost always comes back to this Ace of Spades, which is what's hidden in that acorn. And that is your own essence, your own soul essence. So knowing your divine power. And at the end of the day, it comes down to you and doing your work so that when the son is ready to reach out, when your brother is ready to have that hard conversation, when the right person is going to be attracted into your life, you are ready. Emotional availability. Yeah. 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 All right. So I said free gifts for being here. So the first free gift that everybody watching this live or on the replay will get is a bonus 30-minute Magi session with me. So there is a QR code on here. Oh, hi, Bella. And I'll also email it out. So during this 30-minute session, we can look at your specific Pluto cards. We can do a little Magi reading. If you didn't even know your birth and your planetary ruling card, or if you have a question about that, we could talk about that. Really, this session is for you just 30 minutes to take time to understand yourself and your gifting a little bit better as seen through this ancient system of the Magi cards. And that's not all. You'll have to stay tuned for, I have a few more little gifts, but that's the first one. It is a free 30-minute Magi session with me. So there's the scheduling link. Please schedule that for the month of October. I mean, let's do this in October. Let's just do this, people, right? Schedule your meeting with me. Let's just get this party started. And most exciting, I am announcing officially the Magi School of Ancient Wisdom, where your life is your curriculum. This is something that really, unbeknownst to me, began this summer as I am following my own path of not having it all laid out before me and instead trusting each step along the way. We did this numerology class, and the numerology class was the initial Magi School of Ancient Wisdom, where this summer, the Let Love Rise members and myself went through every single card in the deck. I'm still like, whoo, that was a lot. 52 cards, that was a lot. We didn't talk about the Joker. But Well, I guess that's not one of the 52 cards. We talked about every single card in the deck. They're the suit energy. Dun dun.
You want it.
Right.
Mercury retrograde.
Oh, I know. I've been saying that so much. I thought we were done with the retrograde. And welcome back. Welcome back. I don't, yeah. Yes, Mercury is out of retrograde, but we're in a bigger eclipse energy portal, I guess. I don't know. We'll just see how this goes, how this records. Thanks for coming along for the ride in Zoom land there. Like, what just happened? Magi School of Ancient Wisdom, where your life is your curriculum. So we started with the numerology course, and we are continuing with the astrology of the Magi course this fall. And something brand new. Oh, my drum is over there. All right, what has come up for me as a way to offer a fuller, complete service to people who are really working on understanding their life's purpose, their soul path, clarity on next steps, like what do I do now? Where am I going? This next program is something that I hope that you will find lots of value in. It is called the Magi Mystery Program. And so the Magi Mystery Program is valued at roughly $5,000 for a 5-month program for this Magi Mystery Mastery, right? This is all about your life, your soul path, your understanding your relationships with the people in your lives that matter most. It is all about you. And my offer is as your guide through this, as somebody who can teach you the wisdom of a deck of cards. Right. And for this program, it involves, it has lots of components to it. So everybody who joins the Magi Mystery Program will receive the fall course, which is a $497 value. And that's where we will continue every Wednesday to uncover one astrological planet at a time and the connection and what that means for us in our lives, how it's applicable. So that is the fall course, Wednesdays at 10. Everybody will also get this numerology course that I have been talking about. That is included. You get it. It is for reference. So again, if you meet somebody and you find out there are 7 of clubs, and you're like, well, what the heck is a 7 of clubs? Go to the class on the 7s and fast forward to the section where it's clubs. It always goes hearts, clubs, diamonds, spades. So you'll have that course, which is a $297 value. It is pre-recorded. So it's there for you whenever you want. Versus Astrology of the Magi, we are recording live on the throughout this fall course. I'm also offering something brand new this quarter, which is Monday office hours. Office hours, 10 a.m. on Mondays. It's a drop-in. You can ask questions. We can go over anything specific that's coming up for you personally. It is like a traditional, those of you that have gone to college and had questions, or you wanted to have something looked at by your professor, it is a time where you can go in and ask those questions. So that will also be on Zoom every Monday. That will be starting mid-October. So in a couple weeks, I think the 21st will be the first one of that. There's going to be 9 of those sessions. The heart and soul of the Magi Mastery Program is that you get 5 transformational sessions with me. So every month of the program, it is a 5-month program. And the reason I chose 5 is because 5 is the number of, come on.
Change.
Thank you. Yes, change. But I know, then you second guessed yourself. You got all king of clubby, you got all clubby in your head. Yeah, 5 is the number of change. It's so I going with the 5s on this one. So you get 5 personal transformation sessions. Those are 50-minute sessions with me where you can use it however you'd like. If you haven't yet had a reading with me, you would have a reading. If you wanted to look at, your kids' cards and have a reading on them and see where they're at, or a relationship reading with whomever, we can use those sessions however you want. Also to unpack some of the stuff that you're learning and apply it directly to your life. And we can look at specific years of your life where things really happen and where was the coding and how can you see it? Because when you understand where you've been and you understand the coding, it can help you in the future. There will also be 5 master classes like this one, small group master classes, where you will learn specifically how to read the card science system. You will learn how to quadrate the deck, how to read the cards, know which cards have which connections, so that you can, of course, decode your own life. And if you want, you can actually start offering readings to other people, help other people. That's how this works. Robert Lee Camp came into my life at a hard time, first and foremost through the books. And then I just recently completed his certification program and am now a mentor on his program. And what I know is that when you learn this stuff and you help yourself first, oxygen mask first, then you can start helping others. The insight is incredibly powerful. So you have that opportunity as well. And then, of course, everybody here gets that 30-minute Magi call. So over $5,000 is the value of this program, but I am offering it because this is a first time offer. It is a beta program, right? There's going to be some kinks to work out, I am certain, for $24.97. So $24.97, 50% off. And that is through this weekend to take advantage. And you could do a one-time payment of $24.97, or if you prefer to space it out, it could be a six payments of $4.97. And with that, you get all the sessions, all the master classes, the astrology of the Magi, numerology of the Magi, office hours, and the bonus call with me. Okay, let's all take a deep breath. Thanks for the good. Whoops, I skipped a slide. The astrology of the Magi, just so everybody has an understanding where this is going. Today, we are talked about the importance of the Pluto card. Next week, we're going to continue on with the Sun and Moon connection. So you got a big sun and moon up there, followed by Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. We will talk about the karma cards. If you have connections, karmic connections with another person, what that means specifically. I mean, we all have karma connections. I mean, the karma card connection. I'll explain that. That is on December 11th. And then the transformed self. The only week we will not have a live class is Thanksgiving week. There might be a pre-recorded something bonus there. So once again, this course, if you just wanted to take the Magi course in and of itself, it's $497 is the value of that course. And everybody today told you, I feel like my own version of Oprah. You get a numerology class and you get a numerology class and you get a it's not a car yet, maybe, one day, but for today, it's numerology classes. So if you just wanted to join with the astrology of the Magi, the basic course and understanding the connections, $497 value, and you get that numerology class included as well. So that, because it's really, I see that numerology class as a reference where you can go back and you can, take in all of that information that we went through this summer, which was quite extensive. And that wraps up today's class. There is on this last slide, and I will be sharing this out in an email with everybody. You'll have a replay of this recording for you that'll be available through the weekend. There is the link here to join what I'm lovingly calling MSAW, like I saw, like the third eye. I saw MSAW, the Magi School of Ancient Wisdom. To join that either in the astrology course or in the Magi Mastery program. And also, if you want to use your 30-second call just to talk with me about this, if finances are an obstacle, let's talk. Let's talk. I don't want this wisdom to not reach you if this is coming to you at a time where you can really use the help and you are also in a financial place where it is not possible. Let's talk. There are solutions. We will find solutions. And the other QR code that you have here on this slide page is for the very special, my last gift for you is the Spirit Flow class. This class, this playlist is private on my Spotify. And this is what we're going to take a break here live in a moment to get a drink of water, use the restroom, move around and stretch. And then we are going to embark on the Spirit Flow class that is designed with a specific energetic arch to set into the music, to the time, to your body, to allow the movement to move us through what is replicated by, you know, how we experience emotions. So that playlist is for you. If you are watching this remotely, I recommend that you pull up this playlist and follow along. Do what feels good in your body with each song. It is a 38-minute playlist, and then us live at the end, we will close with a debriefing on that. And then all my information is there. Oh my gosh, it's I love that. It says Let Love Rise, www.reallygreatsite.com. That should say letloverise.com. Letloverise.com is where you'll hear all the stories, all the blogs, and you'll also have information on MSA and the courses and the Magi program that is being offered this fall. All right, before it's 11 o'clock straight up, I am going to stop the record. Yeah, you just noticed that. It is a really great site, though, Let Love Rise. Susan Dr. Wu just sent me that. She's like, this says really great site. Okay, I would like to thank you for being here. I'm going to stay on for Q&A, then we're going to take a pause, and then we're going to move this eclipse energy through us. How does that sound?
Good.
All right, all right. Thanks for being here. To love and joy in the journey. Okay, the recording.